Tony Hawkins has got a podcast. I hope he's better at this than he is washing the kit because he was fucking useless.
Episode 10.
10. Double figures, we've done it.
Well, we're both very tired.
Oh, I'm knackered. I've had a hell of a day, me.
I've not
Busy I've been.
done anything today, really, and I'm still absolutely knackered.
I've been all over London.
Had a day off. I've been all over Milton Keynes.
I can see it's excited you, Milton Keynes.
Yeah, I think it's all the walking up and down stairs last night.
Yeah. How was that? Was it good? I seen your picture from the posh seats.
It was always sort of a dream of mine to have a box at a ground.
Yeah, I'd love a box just for one game. That was a good one to choose as well, I suppose.
But no, I couldn't do it. As a one-off every now and again, yes, just as a treat sort of thing.
Yeah.
But in terms of watching the game, I got so used to being, close up, sat on the bench, and then sitting just behind the bench now that
You could have sat next to Jurgen Klopp, you could, last night.
I could have what?
Sat next to Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, could have done. I could have been that close to him.
Could have been.
It's true.
He put himself about a bit. I've watched it.
He's energetic on the touchline.
He is exciting, man.
That.
I thought it was a bit weird when we were warming up. He's standing staring at our players warming up. I said, "That's odd." I thought to myself, "What are you doing?"
He's trying to see what they're like, isn't he? He wouldn't have been able to watch training unless someone surreptitiously recorded it, a la Leeds.
Yeah, Leeds in a bush, pair of binoculars.
Yeah,
he's above such things. He's an honourable man.
I'm sure he is.
Right. Anyway, what are we going to talk about this week?
Southend.
That was rubbish.
At home. So to summarise, then, we let a goal in after 3 minutes. And then we didn't shoot for the remaining 93.
We huffed and we puffed. So. As we have said, Tony, on another podcast. We've been guests on another podcast, we have. In fact, not just guests, we were featured guests.
Featured?
A whole hour of us talking bollocks about Milton Keynes.
Yeah, it was great.
It was good.
You can hear that. We'll
put a link up to it when it comes out.
So, Southend was, it was like the bad old days of
League Two.
Teams coming to us, scoring an early goal or scoring a goal, and then I wouldn't even say they threw 10 men behind the ball. We just didn't do enough to.
They just packed their box, didn't they? They didn't come out.
But you've got to get round these teams. The season we went up to the Championship, we finally cracked it. It got us promoted because we know teams are going to come to Milton Keynes and they're going to try and not lose, but when they go 1-0 up, that just makes the whole process so much
When
more
they go
difficult.
1-0 up as early as they did, you would be thinking that we would have enough in the next, hour and a half, which is basically what it was.
Yeah, I wasn't worried. I thought, as time went on, I thought, we can still win this, and then I was thinking, we can definitely get a point out of this, and then, you get to that point in the game where you think,
I've done this.
Right, something silly's got to happen now. Really, something catastrophe, some sort
catastrophic.
Some sort of catastrophe has got to befall Southend for us to score here.
I think
today,
and we did say it on Matey's podcast. I think we set up wrong for that. I think going one guy up front against a team of that. I mean, they were shit.
Well, I'll tell you what I did find interesting when we talk about formations and this 5 at the back. We started with 4 at the back last night, which I found particularly interesting. And do you know what I think that means?
Oh, and I'm desperate to find out.
Mr. Tisdale knew or hoped that we should see a bit more of the ball. When we set up with that 5 on Saturday, I wasn't unduly concerned because I thought, Sam's back in there, Sam's started again, David's starting again, it's looking like a decent team, and it was Southend, so I'm thinking, this shouldn't be an issue today. It's very rare that I ever think that, because anything can happen in football, but... Yeah,
you would have thought we would have had enough to beat a team like that. We didn't. It was really disappointing, really.
I mean, these are the points. These are the points lost. That
at the end of the season,
they're costing you a place or two. 3 points at the end of the season could be 2, maybe 3 places.
Places up, yeah.
With goal difference, maybe more. But
equally as much from Southend's point of view. I mean, they're already clinging on for dear life, and it's not even October, so they are clinging on for dear life. It's not something particularly cool to watch. We've seen it enough last season without having to see it again but if that's their game plan, then good luck to them. I wouldn't like to watch that. We've had it, we've done it a couple of times ourselves this season. It's not a great way to play football, but if it gets you, if it prevents you from going down, then good luck to them. But
well, it could. I
mean, they're going down anyway. They are.
They are. They are beyond
shit.
Anything that.
Beyond shit, Tony. Don't try and philosophise.
Notts County last season, where we played and beat them at their place right at the end of the season. They just looked like defeated men already. They still had the chance to stay up, but they'd effectively given up at that point. You could see that in the way their body language on the pitch. But Southend just aren't very good, but they've taken 3 points away from Milton Keynes. So.
That's what's most frustrating, really. The fact is that they are rubbish.
You could say, the honeymoon period after the manager goes, and I have to say the only thing I was actually pleased about was I was happy for Gary Waddock. I managed to catch him as he was getting on the coach.
What did he say? Well done, Gary.
After the game. I just said...
Did he remember you?
Well done. Yeah, of course he did.
What did he say? Hello, you? That bloke there?
He said... I'd had a couple of drinks, as you do. And he said something along the lines of, you still here then? And I went, no, I've got made redundant. And he said, I wonder why you weren't in your kit. But no, I was pleased for Gary, because I don't know if he'll get that job or not, and if he does...
What, is he in some sort of caretaker?
He's caretaker, he hasn't actually taken over, so... I don't know if he'll get the job or if he'll want it, because it's not really an enviable task, is it? Trying to keep them up. But...
all you're doing with a club like that constantly is firefighting. That's your role at a club of that size.
So again, I was sitting at home earlier this morning thinking to myself, what have we got to say about Southend? I can't remember any significant shots or near misses or any outstanding...
There was nothing. It's a game you'll never remember.
No. I mean, I've literally forgotten it all now.
You'll remember it because, of what it represented. The fact that, basically they're shit, and we genuinely should be beating teams like that.
Yeah, I mean, again, I very rarely say, we are going to win today, and I was confident we would beat them all the way through, and even at 1-0 down at half time, I thought, right, we're getting at half time. Tiz does his thing. And we come out and we stick a couple past them, maybe 3. Everything's back to normal. The world is back as it should be. But no, it just took me back to those. I don't know why I always remember the Tuesday night losses to Crewe, where they come in and score that early goal. And I think Toby Locke tweeted it. This is something you've seen hundreds of times over the years.
I've seen this film before loads of times.
Yeah.
I mean, I always go back to that when we played Yeovil on a Tuesday night, and it was just...
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, there's so many of them.
Even that time we played last season, it was this year, it was like snowing. Remember that? I can't think who we played with League 2. Even though we won it, I was just thinking, oh, come on.
Oh, yeah. I think we did chat at length about that. And
something
there's times like that you're thinking to yourself, I've not missed a game at the stadium since it opened 10, 12 years ago. Yet I'm thinking to myself, if I broke that streak, would it be
Is it you? Are you the jinx?
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm likely to miss at least half an hour of the game on Tuesday, as I'm currently...
Are you going to that?
Scheduled to work till 8. Can't miss a game. I've got to see every game.
I'm going to see Gary Numan.
Good lad.
Not through choice.
Did you see?
Go on, let's see what Gary Numan.
Adamant reworking or performing his
back catalogue.
Yeah, but the what's it called? Not Goody Two Shoes. I don't know.
Prince Charming.
Friend or Foe.
Ridicule is nothing to be scared of.
His solo album at the O2 in Brixton.
No, I didn't. No, funnily enough.
Thinking Well, it was advertised on the radio just now, so I'm sorely tempted. Actually,
I'm not a Gary Numan supporter, I must admit.
I was a huge Adam and the Ants fan.
Were you really?
I was proper.
Nah, mate. Nah,
I was proper.
Not me.
No, I can't imagine he was your sort of
I
thing
like
at
the
all.
Fall and Joy Division
Not even
even,
that.
I was
Yeah,
a-
exactly, the Fall and
What I
Joy
like-
Division. This is why you're such a happy chappy.
That is.
Love
I
will
mean,
tear us apart.
I don't know what to say about that game. It's just, we genuinely, I know you've got no divine right to beat teams just because we are who we are, but we should really have put them, not just, I mean, we said it
That's
last
their
week.
first win this season, isn't it?
Sorry?
That's their first win, certainly in the
that is,
league.
yeah.
And
They had 2 points, I think, before they played
yeah,
us.
and they didn't.
Yeah.
They haven't performed against anybody else, as far as I know.
No.
We did.
Oh, they did
when
score.
we beat
Yeah,
them.
they did score a couple of goals the last
Oh,
night.
they
but they
3-2.
lost 3-2, didn't they?
3-2 midweek, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Before
they,
before Saturday.
You know, I mean, I've got no ill will against them. It's just the fact that if you're as shit as that, you know, we should be beating you. But we didn't beat them, so
No.
can you say?
But I thought the crowd was decent.
Crowd
Good
was
noise.
decent. There was no
They
outstanding
are
performances.
improving, boys. They
I've
are
got something
improving.
to say about them.
Have you?
Yes.
Excellent.
We'll keep it for the Liverpool chat.
Good.
Yeah, it's not good.
All right. Okay. So are we done with Southend? Because I really can't be bothered to talk about it
There's
anymore.
nothing to say. I mean, like I said on that guy's podcast the other night, if we were still playing now, we still wouldn't have scored.
Still wouldn't
You know,
score, no.
that's nearly a week later, and we still wouldn't have scored the goal, Tony. It was just,
And we probably would have let another one in.
well, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Only if Stuart Moore was in goal. Ooh, controversial.
Southend. Southend's done.
Done, you're done. Well done to you, Southend.
Yeah, well played,
You know,
Southend.
never darken our doors again.
Yeah. So
That was it.
moves us nicely on to last evening's game, hence why we're here on a Thursday
Yes.
night recording.
So don't be, well, pointless me saying this, but don't be asking me tomorrow night where the podcast is.
So we lost 2-0
We
to
did.
the European champions
Well,
of Europe.
that's a debatable point, but
Yeah. Overall,
overall it was
I thought we were going to get a
enjoyable
bit of a
night.
kick in. It was comfortable for Liverpool most of the time. I was really impressed with Sam Numbey again.
Yeah, I
getting
said-
in behind.
That's funny you should say that, because I did say to my son, I said, he's a real talent, he is.
Yeah.
But the first thing my lad said was, he is, but there's no end product at the minute.
Last night there wasn't.
No.
He has shown it in previous games, but last night there
played
was,
Tony.
There was 2 separate occasions where he could have had a shot. He might
Yeah.
have got an absolute blasting off
Yeah.
other players he could have played the ball to, but I mean the one that went over the bar early on, we had a couple like that in the first
Yeah,
half.
I mean,
it could have
McCrandle
easily been.
skied it, didn't
It
he?
could have easily been 3-2 at half
It
time.
could have
or
been.
2-2.
I mean, what I was thinking about him last night was, like, irrespective of the team they put out, there was, you know, I mean, James Milner, I mean, man alive, Origi, not Origi, what's his name? Yeah, it was Origi, wasn't it? Not
I
Origi,
don't know.
that other one.
I-
Naby Keita.
no interest in
You
that
had
team.
the self-proclaimed best central defender in the world in that Lovren. I mean, these guys are great players, but it didn't faze him, that lad who he was playing against. You know,
He just wants to get to the
yeah,
ball.
he does. He's a real find. I know it's not we didn't find him, but I think the fact that circumstances have dictated we've got to play him has played right into our hands. He's a. My biggest fear is beginning to creep in now. Is can we keep a hold of him?
Well, he
Yeah.
could be gone at Christmas.
That's
Who knows?
the thing, because if he keeps playing the way he is at the minute, I mean, he was on the telly last night, and they were praising him because I watched the Sky. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, dude, actually, I was going to
through the
ask if
games.
anybody saw it. What did they pick up on our players?
They picked up. They were mostly talking about Moore. If I'm being honest, he was the focus of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. I mean, I don't know what to. I'll be honest. Speaking with my head, I'm thinking to myself, see what happened last night? I don't really give a shit about that. But what happens on Saturday is far bigger, you know, for us.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, that's what I thought. But my heart was saying, oh, fucking hell,
It is a shame because at that point, it was a reasonably even game.
It was a
We'd done
reasonably
well
even
to keep
game.
it. We had a few lucky misses by Liverpool, but by the same token, we
We'd skied one,
had
didn't
more
we?
than
We had a
couple
couple of shots
Yeah.
by then. I mean,
Did
I
you
think-
see? Did they replay where their keeper looked like he came out of the
Yeah,
area?
they didn't. I don't know if they played that because I actually watched the whole game at 30 times speed. I only stopped it when they were.
So I'd be interested to know if because
He did go out. He was out of the area.
We had a-
He had
we had
one
a-
foot in and one foot
We had
out.
a TV in our box, and I
Yeah.
went in at half time, to see if they were going to show a replay, but they didn't. I don't know if I'd missed the replay.
I've seen a screen grab on the internet today where he had one foot in the box and one out when he grabbed the ball. I mean, he's 20, that guy.
Which would suggest then that he actually was outside.
He was outside the box. Yeah,
so that should have been. That would have been a straight red and a.
I don't know what the rules are if you need to have both feet out of the box or what. I don't know.
No, just to hand. You can actually have your feet in the box and then put your arms outside. Still, the result is the same.
I mean, I think the fact that, let's be honest, that wasn't our first team that was out last night. It wasn't.
Well, I think we're now looking at Brennan, Dickinson and Lewie maybe interchanging on a regular basis, or perhaps Brennan will come in and I thought he was all right last night. He was often being doubled up on.
I think the only one that was out of his depth was definitely Stuart Moore. Well,
see, I personally the way I'm seeing that is that he should never have been put in that position in the first place.
He's just not good enough, to be quite honest.
The header from Callum,
you mean that position where he was?
Oh no! Regardless of what Stuart Moore did and how the goal came about because of a bad header out by it wasn't George, it was Callum.
Was it?
It was a very bad clearance.
It was George
and it was straight to Milner's feet. Yeah. He then obviously had the shot, and it was difficult to tell from the replay. But I was thinking, maybe he's taking his eye off the ball, thinking what I'm going to do with this when I catch it.
Yeah,
because he had every intention of catching it and then distributing it quickly. Yeah. So you've got to admire that, like that idea. Catch the ball, play it quick. We're not going to waste time.
No.
Even though we're playing Liverpool, we want to play football. I like that. That's the only thing I can think of, other than slippery ball or whatever. But it doesn't matter now.
It doesn't matter.
James Milner was very diplomatic about it. Did you see what he said?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That was nice of him to say that.
Yeah, it was in a way. But I'm not one of these guys that's going to defend him.
Because it was 0-0. It was 0-0 at that point.
It was the same when Ian McLaughlin was here. Ian McLaughlin, he might have been the nicest guy in the world, but as a goalkeeper, he
was a twat.
Yeah, I mean, I follow him on Twitter and he is a prick. Yeah. But equally as much, he was a shit goalkeeper. He just wasn't good enough. Stuart Moore is a number 2, goalkeeper at Milton Keynes Dons for a reason. Exactly the same reasons as we were saying about Bowie last week. Because he's not good enough to be any higher at it. If you're a number 2 goalkeeper in League 3 of the English, league setup, it's because you're not very good at goalkeeping.
Well, when he came in last season, when Lee was out for a bit, he was fine. He didn't have any issues. What I did have and again, I'm not gonna slate him for the goal, the Milner goal. But what has to be said is his distribution was awful.
Appalling. I'm sorry, mate.
Absolutely awful.
It just was.
And this team plays that, and Tisdale will be expecting defenders. He will be expecting goalkeepers, quick distribution, whether it's out of his hands or whether it's from his feet. And if it's from your feet, it's got to be right. It can't be.
His distribution
He wasn't even really. He wasn't kicking it too long. He was actually coming up quite short, which again is another issue because there's always going to be a player between the man you're aiming for and the ball.
The ball,
and they could have easily been cut out, but they were so bad that they just didn't even get.
He was poor. He was. Yeah, I'm not saying that if Lee Nichols had played, we would have won that game, but I think we would have had a better chance at winning it.
I think it's fair to say that Lee wouldn't have done that. No. But if I was that goalkeeper, despite what happened with that Milner goal, I would be straight in Callum's face, asking him why are you fucking heading it straight to Milner's feet.
Straight to James Milner. James Milner, see what you like about him, but man, it's James Milner,
Yeah. And the other thing is,
he's not playing at that level, Tony, because he's shit.
I don't know if Liverpool banked on us playing 4 at the back, but they pretty much everything that they did that brought them close to scoring was out wide, and both on the left and the right.
When you're talking out wide, you are talking they were hugging the touchline.
Well, considering I think Milner was supposed to be playing as a wing back, was he?
I couldn't figure out.
I've heard that he was supposed to be playing as a wing back, but he had to have spent 70-80% of his time in the area. The possession stats actually weren't that bad. I think it was 67-33 or something like that, or 63-37. But I thought there's certainly no shame in that result.
The last 10 minutes. They weren't hanging on. Obviously, I'm not going to say they were hanging on, but It was
Well, that-
up our end more
so
than it was up their
after-
end, you know.
When we put that one over the bar in the first half, there we could see you could actually see there was a little bit of panic from the Liverpool players as we started to apply a little bit more pressure and the ball was
we
going
played
into...
good football last night.
Yeah, it
I was
was.
thinking.
And that's the thing. That's why I think Tisdale played 4 at the back, because he knew we would have more room to play. And instead of clogging things up with 5 across the back, take the 4, give ourselves a little bit of extra width. We did use the width well. I thought that although we didn't make much ground done out wide, it did give us the opportunity for like Sam to run into those areas, and even Bowery was making the runs. I mean, that we've got to talk about the header.
Which one?
The header that was saved by Keller.
Point blank header. That was a good time.
I mean,
See what you like about
that was everybody. Quite a few people were saying, "Oh, he should have scored. He should have scored." But he did all the right things. He headed it with full power. He headed it directly down, and the keeper just. I mean, again, it could have gone anywhere, and it went off to his right hand side. But I'm not going to blame Bowery for that. That was a bloody good header. It had a lot of power in it, but the save was just off the scale. I mean. If he'd have done that another 9 times, that was probably the one time out of 10 where it didn't go in. But
I mean, I enjoyed it. To be quite honest with you, it was a good. I was back here before 10:10 last night.
Yeah,
I thought it was all right. I thought the organisation. I mean, we're done with the match. The match is what it is. I mean, if we'd won, we would have been sitting here saying how great it was. We didn't win, but we didn't disgrace ourselves. It wasn't like Chelsea where we were totally outplayed.
No, I think there was a lack of fear from us, which was apparent because we didn't. David Kasumu in the last few games has been a little bit panicky when he's been on the ball and he's just prodded the ball or he's passed it to the wrong man, but. He looked all right last night. It was quite.
He was fine last night. I mean, they were all right. Like I said a minute ago.
I just thought we were a substitution light towards the end.
When he brought not Dave Martin, but Russell Martin on, things changed. Then we were a better team when he. We
were a better team. I was surprised he didn't start.
Yeah, I was.
Joe Walsh.
Walsh was fine last night.
Joe Walsh was basically anonymous. Because he did exactly what he needed to do, and he had a very good game where he just kept it simple. I mean, we had a couple. I was sat with a bloke, and he was saying, one of our lads tried to play a ball from inside his own area out wide, but he should have just either put it. I mean, worst case, put it out for a corner, or just hoof it as far as you can, but don't try and. Because I've said this before, players are programmed to play a certain way.
Yeah, it's difficult to.
And when you're playing against a team like Liverpool, those things become a lot more difficult because the player in front of you is a lot cleverer than the ones we're playing every week. And he'll be anticipating what you're going to be doing. And they'll know our team very well, despite having never played us all. But they'll have watched DVDs in the week leading up to the game, and they'll have seen clips of certain players and strengths and weaknesses and that
I quite enjoyed it. I'd be lying if I said I didn't. It wasn't like that time. I'm going back to this again when we played Chelsea, where it was just for fuck's sake.
I was quite happy. I mean, I think Liverpool's second goal was probably coming.
Yeah.
But I would have been happy. I said before kick-off, I said I'd be happy if we score a goal.
Yeah, I would have been. Yeah,
and
if we'd
I'm
got
actually
a goal at the
really,
end.
really disappointed that we didn't. And I can't remember who said it after the game, but.
That's what
there was
Tiz
one
was
of the
saying
players
on
saying
Sky.
they're disappointed that we didn't score.
That's what Tiz was saying. They asked him, and he pretty much said what we've just said.
Yeah.
That it was a good performance by us, which it was. He said, my only regret is that I wish we'd scored a goal, even just one goal.
Yeah, it would have been something.
That's a shame. I mean, we came close on what?
I'll tell you what it would have done.
Oh, go on.
It would have weeded out the MK Dons fans in the home end.
It would have done.
Yeah.
What do you reckon to that? How many guys? Well, you didn't see them. I
was watching from afar.
Let me count. 1, 2. I seen 4 guys getting chucked out.
Yeah, there was a bloke in the box next to me who was sat there in a white Liverpool shirt.
Yeah.
It wasn't immediately apparent that it was a Liverpool shirt, and I had to look at it twice. But no, I think it was good. I have to have a quick moan about the
stewarding.
Not the stewarding, but
the
level of service within the boxes last night.
Do you not just get hundreds of big piles of beer and stuff?
Well, you would do if they delivered it.
Oh,
but
mate.
we went up. I can't remember what time we went up, but food was supposed to be served at 5:30.
That's a bit early.
We got our bucket of beer, which was literally a bucket. Sorry, it was like a big tin, like a little tin bath.
I see
Like
what
the
you
ones
mean.
you used to bath in the 50s.
Was there ice in that?
No, warm
mate.
beer.
No.
Warm beer in it.
Well, listen,
We
people
asked
come
for
on.
ice. The ice never came. Then at 6:15, our starters arrived. So by this time, we were all chewing the furniture because we were so hungry. Then just before 7:00, our main courses arrived.
Quite honest.
But again, I think obviously they knew how many people were going to be there, but they just got it wrong, and it was disappointing because there was a friend of mine who got the box,
Yeah.
and I really wanted him to be impressed.
Impressed by this thing, and he wasn't. No.
He wasn't at all.
That's
I
a
mean,
shame,
he
really.
liked the setup, and he was
Yeah.
impressed with the view and the seats outside and the room itself. But
Oh, it's a shame, isn't it, really?
it was very disappointing because for me personally, it was embarrassing because
Yeah, I
I
would have
bigged
thought
it
so.
up.
You
I
bigged it up, yeah.
massive. You know, I had to go off and find our bucket of beer to get that delivered.
I mean, the service in the cowshed on just a normal match day is just a fucking joke, to be quite honest.
I dread to think what Club
mean-
Red was like last night.
We came in and we like our ticket. We normally go in gate 5, even though we're not supposed to. But my lad says, "Oh, you can't do that if you've got a paper ticket. You got to go in." And when we got to gate 5, man, it was queued from gate 5 all the way down past the arena.
Yeah.
And I thought,
What time did you get there?
about 7, just
Oh,
after
right,
7.
yeah.
So we're thinking, Jesus. So we, like I said, gate 6. So we went round and there was no one at gate 6. We walked straight in. What I will say is when we're walking past gate 5, and it was my lad that picked us out, we must have seen in the queue to get in gate 5 about easily, and this is no exaggeration, 5 or 6 guys in Liverpool tops in that queue. So I don't know if they get let in. I know one got let in because he got chucked out, didn't he?
Well, I mean, I think. I don't know what the policy is, but the advice was don't wear colours in the home end.
I mean, I don't give a shit.
It's about respect more than anything
the
else.
guy that sits behind me, you know, the guy that's got the spectacular
Yeah.
full mouth, like he was. I mean, I very rarely ever talk to him because I'll be blunt, I just find him irritating. But he was going on about something like what happened was I came in, I went into the couch. Well, I went into the arena first, and I thought I'll have a drink, but I thought nah, too big a queue. So I then went back up. I went in the cowshed bar, and it was heaving, you know.
Yeah.
But there's something had happened when I went in, and all the usual suspects were all jumping and shouting and palavering about, and then one guy got taken out, and he was a Liverpool supporter. So
Yeah.
one guy, and then I had a wander about, and then I went and sat in my seat, and this guy was behind me, and then sort of where the singing guys sit, that side of the cowshed,
Yeah.
there was a big palaver, and the stewards were running down, a miming running down now, and they'd obviously found another one, and the bloke behind me, he's standing up. This is the guy that goes to Milton Keynes every week, right? This bloke,
Yeah.
and he's the most sweary guy I've ever met in my whole entire life. So he's looking and he's going, "Oh, what's that?" And I goes, "Oh, it's Liverpool, supporter being chucked out." And you know what he had on, this bloke? Go on, what do you think he was wearing?
I don't know, Liverpool.
A
tracksuit
Liverpool sweatshirt. And I said, you better watch yourself, you'll be getting chucked out. You know what he said? "Oh no, it's alright. I come here every week." I said, "You're wearing a Liverpool top in the Mountain Keynes end, you bloody idiot." But anyway, and that, I mean, I don't get. It's not a problem for me,
I was
that.
disappointed to say, as I said, when I in the bloke next to us in the box, I was disappointed to see a Liverpool shirt. However, he wasn't. I mean, the whole
No.
box was Liverpool fans. The
Well,
ones
that's
next to us.
fine, isn't it?
But don't have an issue with that because it's totally.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have an issue with it because it's about respect. It's about it's about people who are never going to go to a Liverpool game.
No.
There's about people who are out for a day out. Just show a little bit of respect because if you go to Liverpool and we played Liverpool and we're sat in the Cop with an MK Don
wouldn't
shirt
do
on,
that.
how long do you think we're
You
going to
wouldn't
last?
5 minutes.
Well, we wouldn't even get in.
No.
We wouldn't get in. And I don't know, as I say, I don't know what the policy was about colours. I mean, everybody was advised, don't turn up in your colours, don't wear Liverpool stuff. And I saw there was a Facebook post from a bloke who was saying about the hooligans in the cowshed berating his kids.
There was
He's
one
got
guy.
a Liverpool scarf on. He got put in the Liverpool end.
Yeah.
And he just thought that it would be all right for him to do that, but it's not. Again, turn
There
it
was
the other way
one
round.
guy there right behind the goal, and when their second goal went in, I didn't see him doing this, but he jumped up, and there was a Dons fan being physically held back by another guy.
Oh, there was quite a few coming down the stairs. I was watching it. From
did you see that?
Top,
yeah.
And he was sat in the front, and it took him ages to
and
get
then
him
what
out.
happened though? What inflamed the situation was he sat down, and it sort of like everyone like wanker and all that, but everyone was kind of walking back, and then he takes his he takes his top off and stands up and then swirls out around his head, and I'm thinking to myself,
I mean, why did it take him?
Well, I
why
thought
did it
to
take
myself,
so long to remove him?
Well,
for a start,
I'm going to talk about the stewards in a minute because for a specific reason, and we'll talk about this guy first. So he done that, and I'm thinking to myself, this is not going to end well for you, mate. But it did take them a while to get him out. But at the end of the day, like I don't really give a shit, to be quite honest. You know, if you what did this Milton Keynes fan think was going to happen if he got to the bloke? Was he going to punch him in the face? I mean, how was that going to end, Tony?
I said to the bloke I was sat next to, I said, you watch as he walks up the stairs. There's going to be a few flying fists as he walks up there. I mean, the most taxing thing other than the beer not arriving. Oh, the stupid thing was so.
What was the beer when it came? Was it nice?
It was 10 bottles of Beck's.
10? What, just 10, for yourself, I hope?
Well, 10 each, yeah. No, 10 bottles of Beck's. So we thought, all right, clearly our beer's not coming. It's well past the time it should be here.
We're past beer time.
We'd been reassured several times that it was on the way. So we went to the bar to get our own. Oh, sorry, mate, we've run out. This is at least... I mean, if we got our dinner at 6 o'clock, this is at least 2 hours. 2 hours before kick-off. In fact, probably a lot longer than 2 hours before kick-off that we've not actually received our beer. And so I thought, all right, we'll walk down. There's a little bar behind the lifts. No, sorry, mate, we've run out of bottles.
Jesus.
And that was 2 hours, at least 2 hours before kick-off.
I mean, you would have been tempted to just bugger off to Asda and get by some, wouldn't you?
We actually did consider it.
Yeah,
because,
they
had pints on the go.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
How many pints can you take up there?
Yeah, I mean, it was easy enough to take, but we thought we'll get the 10 bottles in anticipation of getting the other 10, but we couldn't even buy them. We couldn't even throw money at them.
That's a shame in a way.
But it was that was disappointing. And the Liverpool fans in the corporate areas, you're going to expect it. They were well behaved, but it was interesting to see. It just annoys me because, again, if you're a Liverpool fan, fair enough.
Yeah.
You know, you've got yourself a ticket, fair play. You've come to watch your team in your hometown of Milton Keynes. Just have a little bit of respect. Don't wear the shirt. You know, don't wear the tracksuit top. Don't wear. You know, it's about respect. And if it was the other way around, not that we'd ever bump into them at Anfield because they'd never fucking been to a game. But yeah, you wouldn't last 5 seconds if you got to the home turnstile at Liverpool.
I mean, I'm not the kind of guy that
shirt on.
I don't.
But it would be interesting to find out what the instructions were to the stewards, because obviously there were people who were very clearly well, they were very clearly wearing Liverpool shirts, and they weren't hiding it. So
the stewards, Tony, from last
night.
Yeah,
go on. I want to hear this.
Now, see the faces that you recognise.
Yeah.
You know, the stewards. You see them every week. The same blokes. You know that them. All right, mate. Hello, how's it going? So that's it. So like I said a minute ago, I comes in after trying to go to the arena, comes upstairs, and as I come in, there's a palaver in the cowshed bar. Some guy's getting taken out, and all those young lads were all shouting and giving it death and all that.
Yeah.
So then, and I did see this. I'm saying it. 2 guys come in, you know, 2 stewards that I've never seen in my life before. They were bumping into people. They were nudging people, and I'm looking at them. And here's the thing, right? And I've said it to young Albie. I'm a late middle-aged man, right?
Yeah.
It's shit being old, right? I'm not going to beat about the bush. It's fucking rubbish getting old, right? There's nothing good about it. But there is one thing good about it. Do you know what it is?
You get a little bit of respect?
No.
No?
It's this. See, when you're nearly 60, like I am,
yeah,
you become invisible. No one.
Oh yes, you do.
No one
Do
can
you know,
see
I
you,
said
right?
this to someone at work the
Right,
other day.
go on.
You do. You absolutely do.
No one can see
They
you.
don't ask you.
No,
They
nothing.
don't ask you questions about.
No.
They might come and ask you about something relating to experiences you may have had.
Or something that happened
But
in the
in general,
1960s.
in general everyday life,
No one
they
asks.
do not acknowledge you. You might as well not. No, I've
Yeah.
noticed this since I've got to sort of, well, late 40s now, and I have
I'm late
definitely
50s.
noticed.
I'm 57 years old, right? So I'm nearer 60 than I am 50. But you do become invisible. No one sees you, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at these two blokes and I'm thinking to myself, you two are spoiling for a fight, you blokes.
Yeah.
They were bumping into people. Oh, it was packed. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was heaving in
Have
there.
you never had a mate who did that?
No,
in the pub?
never had a guy that
I've
starts
got
fights.
a mate who. We were in Stony actually.
Well, yeah, I have, but I can't. We've
were
discussed this before.
We
haven't
were in. We were in. I think we were in the Cock. I think we were definitely in the Cock because we gate crashed a wedding reception
Oh,
and I
right,
got
that's
thrown
always
out
a
for
joy, isn't it?
standing on the table and singing.
We got chucked
Don't look
out for
back in
wearing a
anger.
wedding dress.
Yeah, and he spent a good 20-25 minutes, and again I stood and watched him walking backwards and forwards for no reason other than to bump into people to try and start a fight. And I said to him, "What the fuck are you doing?"
It's a wedding. There's got to be a fight.
And it was. I mean, he's calmed down a lot now, but you know, why would you do that? Why do you think they were doing it last night?
Well,
Then?
I don't know why they were doing it right. I mean, like
Do
I
you
said,
know who they were?
no, they weren't.
You don't know names, or
No, they weren't. Like
not familiar to
no,
you?
these were guys I'd never seen before.
Oh, right, okay.
But what happened was, I'm watching them right, and I'm thinking to myself, you guys are spoiling for a fight, or you just want to chuck someone out. So anyway, I thought, bollocks to you. So I went and sat in my seat. Then my lad arrived and he goes, "Oh, I'm going for a walkabout," because it was still a good half hour before kick-off. So I wandered around and seen a few people and all right, blah blah blah. Then at half time, like I thought, I ain't even going to go in the cowshed bar because it was just packed. So what I done was I walked completely round the concourse, which I don't do.
Yeah.
Now, like I said a minute ago, a late middle-aged man, you're invisible.
Yeah.
There was some stewards there, and I'm thinking to myself, what are you doing? There are fucking families here. What are you guys? What are you the kind of guys that stand outside nightclubs on a Saturday night? They were.
Yeah.
But then I thought, right, I wandered back round. I went Club Red and then wandered all the way back round, right as far as I could go to the other pool, the other
Gate
side.
one.
Yeah, and
yeah,
then
aisle one, yeah.
turned round and came back again. As I'm coming back to, behind the cowshed, those young lads that we had on recently, one of them was having his name taken by the old Bill. Not only that, but the rest of there was about, I reckon, there was a couple of coppers there.
Yeah.
The youngest one, the really young one, the one that looked about 10, he was the one having his name taken, that young lad.
Yeah.
But I reckon there must have been about, and no exaggeration, I reckon there was 10 stewards around the rest of them. I thought to myself, this is a bit heavy-handed, so I thought I'll stand and watch what happens here. And the kind of two main stalwarts of Don's action, they were not happy. I don't know. I was going to speak to them. When they walked away, I thought I'll ask them what's going on, but then I just thought, no, I'll just let it, because they didn't look happy. And then, I thought to myself, fuck's sake. I thought to myself, well, you are just an arse, mate. When that finished, we're walking out, and we went out gate 5, and there was rows of stewards on each side of the concourse, everyone's walking out. There was one steward taking the piss out of us. You'll never walk alone and all this crap, honestly. And I just thought to myself, well, is it rent a prick? Is that where you've got these blokes from? I mean, like I say, Tony, I don't get into trouble. I'll avoid trouble like a fucking plague, because I'll be blunt, I'm not good at fighting. I'm nearly 60 years old, but I just thought to myself, what are you blokes doing? Why are you being like this? There's no need for you to be like this. And then when I get home and I go on social media, Twitter and Facebook, there was a lot of posts about it. So I wasn't just the one, I wasn't just being oversensitive about it, because you could see it happening. And there was one young guy on Twitter, someone had retweeted it, something about one of the, fucking, what you call them, stewards bumping into him and spilling his drink when he was in the bar and stuff. And you just think, man alive. I mean, that was the only, for me personally, It didn't. I don't care. Say what you like. You know, take the piss out of me as I'm
So
walking
this
out
was
the match.
this was the bouncer clad
Yes,
type,
guy with the
and they
fluorescent
were
things on. Yeah,
bumping into people
bumping into
deliberately.
people.
into-
Deliberately.
Should have filmed
Deliberately.
it. Should have filmed it.
Well, I mean,
Should have filmed it.
what, and get chucked out?
well, you know, if that's the way they were acting like fucking idiots, then...
I mean, I'm only bringing it up, Tony,
they deserve
because
to be
like,
reprimanded
it
for
wasn't a thing that you couldn't see. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't looking for it. I mean, I thought to myself, you know, I thought that's fucking odd. What are you
I mean, listen,
doing?
we've said it a few times. You know, if we want to be successful and one day hit the big time, that's going to be every single home game.
But you would have
every single home game.
But you wouldn't have shows like that, Tony. You know, when we become more successful, you'll have the same stewards every week.
Yeah.
They've got those guys in from an agency. Those guys that were there last night are the kind of guys that stand outside Pip's nightclub in Dunstable, whatever it's called. That's what they, that's
Yeah.
who they are, Tony.
Yeah.
You know. You know,
Yeah.
it was
I mean,
just
with those-
all
we
it
did-
was for them last night was another gig, another 50 quid,
Yeah.
however much.
We did have
That's how it
the
was.
season we got relegated from League One. We did actually have quite a number of those dotted around, but they were regulars and they become.
I mean, the
they became
guys-
familiar faces.
Your normal stewards and the ones I see every week and go, all right, mate, hello, and as you're walking into Cowshade Bar, they hold the bar open, all right, mate, and all that.
Yeah.
Those guys are better than fine. But those guys last night, like I said a minute ago, they'll be at, I don't know, the O2 tonight,
Yeah.
whichever gig's on, you know, that's what they're like. That's their job, you know. I mean, it wasn't particular. For me personally, from a personal point of view, I couldn't care less because I don't cause trouble. I don't. But I thought, I don't know what happened with those young lads, and I have no idea. I couldn't.
Send us an email, boys, if you've got an opinion on
I'd
what
like
happened
to know
there.
what happened. I mean, I would like to find out. but,
mkdonsradioshow@gmail.com. I won't be seeing you on Saturday, so drop us an email if you're listening to this
Yeah, I
on
would
the
like
way
to
to
find out.
Sunderland. Let us know. Drop us an email about what was going on
But
there.
that apart, I mean, I'm nitpicking, to be quite honest. I mean, it wasn't a thing that you couldn't not see, but it didn't.
I mean,
Didn't
just
spoil my
for-
night.
I mean,
I've got to be honest. It didn't.
We've
I'm
had
just
the-
bringing
we've
it
had-
up.
we've had
I'm
those
bringing it
lads-
up, Tony,
well, we've
because
had
we've
those-
got fuck all else to talk about.
We've had those lads on the show, and I see them at games all the time, and they are very enthusiastic. But one thing they are not
It's
is
savvy,
anywhere
Tony.
near. No, the one thing is they're not is anywhere near the risk group
No.
or members of the
No.
risk group. They are their own group, and they, in general, and I've been to most away games this season, and I've never seen any of those lads get into any
No,
trouble or
that's
have
why
to
I
be
was a bit-
spoken to.
You know.
So based on that experience,
I mean, I don't
see
know.
no reason, but
I
I
don't
can
know what
only
happened,
imagine
Tony.
something has happened.
Yeah.
Maybe that has annoyed them to the point where maybe one of them said something they shouldn't, or
You don't
as
know,
as
Tony.
what happened with.
Your man. Yeah.
I saw it at. I won't name the chap, but
Name him,
I
I'm
saw
sure I
it.
can
At,
use my beep again.
I saw him at Blackpool. He was ejected at Blackpool, and I was chatting to him as he was being ejected, finding out what the problem was. And they had a choice of chucking out this Blackpool fan
Yeah.
or chucking out
Chucking it
our
out,
fan.
yeah.
Both of them, I mean, they were separated. We were separated by a stand,
Yeah.
but it was enough distance for them to give each other abuse for the entire game. I mean, this had been going on since before they got in the ground, and it had carried on.
Yeah.
And the copper just said, you know, they've had enough. He won't shut up. And I said, well, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's no problem. I said, just
Chuck him up.
Yeah,
It's your
just-
fault, you grass.
yeah, don't be too early. Just make him go outside. Or
I
something.
mean, it didn't ruin my night because I've never been ejected from a football ground. I've never been chucked out of anywhere, if I'm being honest. But it was it was noticeable. Like I say, it was noticeable. And then to come back and go on, like Twitter and all these Facebook groups and find people describing exactly what I'd seen, I thought to myself, well, that's going to fill at least 10-15 minutes in tomorrow night's podcast. It just is.
I mean, did you go to QPR away where we beat them?
4-2.
No, in the cup. I want to say 2 seasons ago. Cisse scored a left foot curler.
No, I didn't know.
No, so the QPR stewards there. So I was underneath the stands with Gordon, and there was a group of stewards behind us.
Yes.
And they were, to paraphrase, let's go and get a couple.
Yeah, this is what these guys
That's
were like
what
last night.
that's what they said. So off they went up the steps. So I followed them up the steps, and they were still at the top of the steps looking around, and one of them went right. I can't remember his exact words, but he said something like, "Let's get ready to rumble" or something like that. And he went down and he pulled out one of our lads and ejected him. Then he went and did it with another one.
Yeah.
And I thought these lads are playing some sort of
game.
Sort of game.
Yeah.
You know, how many MK Dons fans can we eject just because we can?
That time when we played them, we played QPR when we were in the Championship. That time when there was that trouble, remember that?
Yeah. The priest? Yes.
No.
Sorry. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was
That
big.
time
That was big. Yeah.
When Jet played for them.
Yeah.
That day, right? There was a lot of crap talked about that day, but I know exactly what happened. I'm not going to bore anyone with the details, but the general atmosphere in that ground, and even before it, was fine. The stewarding that day was fine. Me and my son left that game with about 5 minutes to go, and as we were walking out, we walked out, and the stewards, they were everywhere, and those guys were not the guys that, you know, that were nice. They were not the nice stewards. And I'm thinking to myself, this is, once again, like I said half an hour ago, this is not going to end well, this. And well, we know what happened that day.
The problem
I
is,
mean,
you're going to
I wouldn't be a steward, Tony, because why would you want to
if
do
you're going
that?
to be a steward in the away end, where you can do shit like that, and nothing will come
You
of
can't
it.
do it in
There was a
home end.
particular instance at that same QPR game that I was just talking about.
But you kept
where,
on that day.
No, I think that was not long after I finished as kit man.
Ah, right.
And there was a
No, we're in the
there was a
Championship
member of staff who goes to pretty much every away game, and he
What, as a punter? No,
as a punter, yeah.
Right, okay.
And he still goes to this day. Nicest lads, never been in any trouble. He went to get a coffee or something like that, came back, walked down the stairs. His girlfriend was not sat in the seat that they'd been given, and he'd basically walked past her and carried on down the stairs.
Oh, she
and he
moved,
turned around.
like...
No, but you sit where you like. Yeah. So we hadn't sold it out, so you basically everybody sat where you like. So he said he walked down the stairs, and as he was coming back out, he turned around because he thought, I must have walked past her.
Yeah.
He turned around. There's a steward there, and the steward said, "Can you go to your seat, please?" And this is before the game's even kicked off. Can you go back to your seat, please, sir? And he said, "I'm trying to find my girlfriend." And he said, "Well, where are you sitting?" He said, "I can't remember. She's got my ticket." And that was it. It took him out.
Jesus.
Took him out. They let him back in.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember who sorted it out,
Yeah.
but they were more than prepared to throw him out because he couldn't find his girlfriend,
and he didn't have a ticket.
And again, if you're going to throw out everybody who sat in the wrong seat at an away game,
no one would be there.
No one would be there. You know, unless you're completely sell out the away, in which we very, very, very.
I mean, it's not a thing that I would do.
It's not going to happen.
Like I said a minute ago, I wouldn't steward. That takes a certain mindset. It's not a mindset I've had, but like that's a very good point. You know that you've just made. I mean, those faces that I was talking about that we see every week, they're not going to cause you any hassle because basically you'll see them again next week, won't you, or whatever. Yeah. But if you're the kind of idiot that thinks stewarding in an away end is a viable career option, I would question your mentality.
It's a viable option if you want to ruin someone's day and have a bit of a laugh.
Yes.
And this is it. This is what I've been saying for years, is that when you go to an away game, you are effectively at the mercy of those stewards.
Yeah. You can't argue.
And they can literally do whatever they want. They can do if they want to be an absolute wanker and just for no apparent reason throw you out, there is absolutely nothing you can do. And in general, there is no recourse.
I seen someone once, I've just remembered it was at Oldham.
Yeah.
I mean, this is years ago, years before even Robbo was manager. We'd got there, it was about this time of the year we got there, because I remember we made there's like a bloody, what do you call this thing, Brewers Fair pub or something near there, and when we walked in there they had like a Christmas tree and shut up, because I always remember thinking, fucking hell.
Oh, the
whatever it was.
The one just by the car park.
Yeah, you go through a car park.
Yeah.
We wandered down there and it was, you know, I'm not going to say any names, but it was blokes my age there, we're all having a drink, blah blah blah. We walked back up and I stood right at the back with someone else.
Yeah.
And it was obvious then, I mean, he had a skin full, this guy, don't get me wrong, he'd had more than to drink than was
necessary.
It was necessary. But the whole thing was then, and like I've just remembered this very minute. Whatever happened that day, this guy was getting chucked out. They'd picked him out. Like, you are out. And the problem was, like, I was stood right at the back of their thing, like right at the very back, and like, some kind of tin shade crap in it.
Because it had the massive walk-in area, didn't it? At the back of the Oldham stand.
Yeah, it was like so we walked right up to the back of the shed. Everyone, I mean, guys my age, like, they'll know who they are. I'm not naming them. But this one fella, we're all standing up because you couldn't see, because everyone was stood up. As soon as he stood up, it was a woman, I'll never forget her. She kept coming back, sit down to this bloke. He can't see. And I remember saying to her, I said, he's not going to be able to see. And she's just, I could have been well speaking Swahili because she just ignored me. Every time he stood up, she's like, sit down. And I'm thinking to myself, this is fucking odd. Because I thought to myself, this is just fucking... And eventually he got fucking chucked out. Not only did he get chucked out, I'm led to believe that he got arrested. I could be wrong, but he definitely got chucked out. And you're thinking to yourself, I don't know what he'd done. He had a significant amount to drink, that bloke. So you don't know. People could...
I tell you what I do know is that those Liverpool fans, that probably would have been unusual for them last night, because every single away game they go to is a full house.
Yeah.
Every single ticket is sold. So they'll be well versed in the etiquette, whether you're sitting in your seats, and they'll look after themselves or whatever. But
I was quite surprised because we parked in Kiln Farm, and we parked in exactly the same place as we parked for the Brazil game.
Yeah.
Because when we parked at the Brazil game, even though it was a bit further to walk, when we came out, we got out quickly because we didn't have to sit in traffic, so we parked exactly the same place, and we were surrounded by Liverpool accents. There was no, like Milton Keynes accents, and I thought to myself, you know what? Well done to you blokes for coming here on a Tuesday night for a fucking League Cup.
Well, apparently to be able to get a ticket for a specific European Cup
is this
game,
one of these things?
I read the criteria on their website.
So you had to,
and just to get an MK Dons ticket, you had to have been to
other games.
West Brom away on a Tuesday night, Wolves on a Saturday away. You had to have met that criteria, because there were 6,000 or something of them there last night, but they probably could have sold that out more, maybe 3-4 times that at least. But
what do you think the waiting list is for a ticket at, like a season?
Well, I do know
season.
When a friend of mine went on the waiting list, and it was 8 years when he first signed up for his. I think he got it within 5 or 6.
But still, you think to yourself.
But it's literally a case of someone has to die, because they tend to get passed on within the family.
There's no argument in this, and you can email me, slag me off. See, as we sit right here, right now, they're the biggest club in the world, Liverpool. They just are.
I can't argue with that.
No,
sadly.
they're European champions.
Actually, no, I would say Manchester City still.
No, I wouldn't.
Barcelona.
Nah. Liverpool.
They are the champions of Europe. So
technically. So that's my only gripe with last night, but I was picking at straws, and like I said a minute ago, I've genuinely only picked it up because I knew it would fill 10, 20 minutes of the podcast.
Well, we spoke for that about 3 times longer than we spoke about the game itself. Again, there's... I liked... because I do know that the stewards in the away end, certainly going back 2-3 years, were regulars in the away end.
Can you imagine stewarding like Wimbledon? What that must be like?
I wouldn't even want to contemplate
that.
No, I really wouldn't want to contemplate
would
that.
Would you bet on it? I know someone that would.
First player to be ejected. Yeah. So swiftly moving on, what we got coming up? We got Sunderland on Saturday.
Let's
Fulham
talk about
21s.
Oh yeah, I can't go to that. I'm going to Gary Numan.
Can't wait for that.
No, that'll be good. I thought it was really funny when we were walking out last night, and old Trevor must have said it about 5 times. We hope to see you all back on Tuesday night for Fulham under 21s, and the fucking no one gives a fuck cup.
I didn't even know it was on until
I didn't.
I accidentally
I tell you when I
stumbled
found
across
out
the
it was
fixtures.
On, that with this berry thing, what you're going to do with your 14 quid or whatever, and you could if you donate your 14 quid back to the club,
Yeah.
you can get a ticket for
You
that.
get your Fulham ticket.
And
yeah.
I thought, oh, that's all right. When I looked at it, I said, oh, fuck, I hate Gary Numan. You fucked my Gary fucking Numan. So, yeah, that's the only reason I knew we were playing them. I mean, it's a thing I wouldn't go to, so I ain't going to go to that.
There was that initial sort of excitement, wasn't it? They put a bit of sparkle into it. We're going to have, big Premier League second strings and kids to watch.
I mean, that lad
but
last
Fulham
night...
under 21s does not strike me with excitement in the slightest.
No.
And we haven't actually played Chelsea. Did we play Chelsea's?
We played Chelsea
last
last year,
season,
and
was
they
it? Yeah.
played that bloody... They had a... they played
So that was
Yeah.
reasonably exciting to see that sort of level, but the rest of it, Brighton under 23,
Yeah, I'm not interested.
fucking Fulham under.
I'm not
20,
interested in that tournament any longer. I'll be blunt with you and call me fickle or a glory hunter. I'll get interested in that when it looks like we're going to get to Wembley.
But again, it's
But
one
until
of those,
then, I couldn't care less.
It's one of those competitions that whilst
Yeah.
you're in it, you don't mind winning. And if you
As
do
soon as you're
lose,
out,
you're
you
like,
think, fuck for that.
yeah.
I'm swearing
Yeah.
a lot tonight. I better stop that. Oh, that little girl complaining again.
So,
Yeah, so we got
anything else to
Sunderland.
say about last night? Or are we done? Do we go straight
I'll be
on to
honest with you.
predictions?
Like, apart from what I've just said, and I'm being honest with you, I'm deliberately saying it because I know I'll, like elicit a response. I thought I was more than happy with our performance. I thought we were all right. I thought, but give, like a couple of, well, about 10 feet for that one that Connor leathered down with the bar, and we could easily have got something out of that game. I thought it was good. It was a good advert for the club and the city itself, especially the club. I've listened to I watched Paul Tisdale on Sky just before we started recording. I thought to myself, you're spot on. Everything he said is everything that we've said on this.
Yeah.
It was a good thing. We were unlucky. He was specifically asked about Stuart Moore, and he goes, oh well, he's sitting on there on his own, and he did say something along the lines, and once again I'm paraphrasing here, he goes, this is football, he's just got to get over it. So you think to yourself, fair
well, that's the
enough,
thing.
you
I
can't
mean,
say
I've been in changing rooms where mistakes
Ian McLaughlin
like
has
that.
been saying, I'm a shit goalkeeper,
but
he
he
said,
didn't
"Win
actually
one."
think he'd done anything wrong. So,
Jesus.
but I have sat in changing rooms where players have. I can remember. I can't. Was it Tom Flanagan? Tom Flanagan. No, one of our players. I'm not going to name him actually. I just remembered who it was.
Well, name him. I've got to use my
'cause
beat. Come on.
He got sent off, and he was crying his eyes out, and it's just me and him sat in the change room. He's crying his eyes out, and he said, "I didn't touch him, Tony. I didn't touch him. I swear I didn't touch him." And I'm like, mate, I know you didn't. He kicked him up in the fucking air. He absolutely took. How he didn't think it, because he basically cut the bloke in half. But it's one of those things, players will come in and, they'll pat him on the back and they'll say, don't worry. But it's true. It's done. There's nothing
remember
you can do
Dave
about
Martin
it.
in the
Absolutely
FA?
nothing.
Was it the FA
Oh,
Cup?
yeah. I mean,
when
the
he played for
the reaction from the Millwall fans was brilliant. For him to come out and apologise in the first place was bold. There's a bold move, because football
Danny
fans
Baker,
can go either one way or the other. And
Danny Baker went the other way.
yeah, well, he's
He
a
just
wanker, isn't he?
ripped him to shreds, and I
Yeah.
thought, well,
But
quite honest with you, Danny, I think you're probably right. But
yeah, when the goalkeepers make those mistakes, it generally only. I mean,
well, one
if
of
a
the
defender,
pundits
if
said,
a
Tony,
defender makes a mistake,
yeah,
there might be the goalkeeper
Yeah.
behind him to
Yeah.
save him, but
That's
there's no one behind the goalkeeper to
exactly
save
what
him.
one of the pundits on Sky said. He said that exact same thing. He said if an outfield player makes a mistake, it's a mistake, and everyone moves on. He said if a goalkeeper does that,
It invariably
you're
ends
talking
up
about,
in the net.
that's
It's
what
a
you're
goal.
talking about.
It's
I mean, he is what it is. He's not very good, so
I just remembered we also had another one cleared off the line
did we?
last night.
We did,
So we
yeah.
had that wonder save,
And
plus we had one cleared off the line by a defender.
And we hit. I don't know. We didn't hit the post, but we
We
came
did hit
close,
the
didn't we?
post.
We did,
Yeah,
I
left
thought we
hand.
did.
Well, as we're looking,
That shit team Liverpool. We should have battered them.
should have absolutely hammered them. If we'd have taken our chances, we'd have won that. 4
So
or 5-0.
Saturday.
Sunderland away. So neither of us are going.
Nope.
Sadly,
What am I saying here is,
I have to work one Saturday every 4
yeah.
weeks. I've managed to get away with
You know,
9
I am
weeks
not going.
so far, because you don't want to.
and it's in Sunderland.
I do want to go, but I have to work a Sunday.
it's
evening.
too
So
far
we
back.
do need a match report.
So we would like someone.
You can
to
come
come
on the show next week. with
Anyone
us
to tell us about it
and give us your
yeah,
uninterrupted. We will let you talk for at least
5 minutes.
12 seconds
5 minutes,
Yeah.
I reckon.
before we jump in.
Yeah, anyone. So please, even if you've been on before, please, we need someone to come on.
Yeah, we'd
We're
like
going
to
to talk about
someone who was there.
like expand on our our other podcasting.
Oh,
life.
the interview, which I thought was going to be about
10
how you're
minutes.
doing. Yeah, how you're doing this season. What players should we look out for? Which players are you worried about? What do you think the score will be? 10-minute job.
What
It's
actually
an
happened
hour.
was we have been on the Sunderland equivalent of
Which
this.
is called the Roker Report.
or something like that.
RAPPORT.
And when I say
Roker
we've been
Report.
on it, we were on it for an hour just
Yeah.
talking like this. So
We will link it
Yeah, we'll
once
put
it's
a link
released.
up. It's good. We're good on it.
We're great. I
Yeah.
think it was some of our finest
Yes.
work. Yeah. So have a link. Get
Well,
yourself linked up
We'll
with that.
stick it
Have a
up
listen
in all
to
the
that.
things, and you can
We
listen
were
to
going to
us.
include it in this week's podcast
But
because
then
we
we
thought it
decided
was
it'd
going to
be
be about
a 2.5 hour
But yeah, it'd be
podcast.
about 2 hours. So you can listen to that yourselves.
That is basically all about us.
Yeah.
Not just me and Tony, but the club itself.
But it is
Bit of history,
about me.
but it's mostly about us.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Well, it is because
Yeah,
he asked us a lot of
Well, he
questions.
did actually. Yeah. So have a listen to that.
Yep.
That we'll retweet and
then you
link
can have
that all over
double
the place.
podcast of us.
You
this
can have
week.
2 podcasts. So
Yeah, that'd be
there's
great.
basically 2 hours of your trip to
Right,
Sunderland covered.
Killed it right there.
2 podcasts.
What
to
I'd
listen
do
to
is
then.
I'd listen to the Sunderland one on the way up and ours on the way back.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
something to look
What
forward
we
to,
can
eh?
say, spoiler alert from
Oh,
this
go
podcast, is that this Sunderland fan we were talking to is not overly confident
No, he's not.
about their chances on Saturday.
No, he was a bit downbeat about the whole thing.
And-
he did think,
and-
though, that they'd get battered last night by...
Yeah, they actually beat
and
Sheffield
he
United.
beat
Yeah.
them, yeah.
So they not a fan of Tom Flanagan, are they?
No, he's not.
Not a
keen on
fan?
him, no.
You'll hear the chap's opinion on Tom Flanagan or
And he's
Screech,
got
as
not
we
a
know
lot
him.
of good words to say about Will Grigg either, to be quite
No,
honest.
absolutely not. So
I'm not happy with him either.
interesting, yeah, interesting.
It's an interesting listen. It's not like this. It's not. We're not a. There's not a lot of banter, is there, Tony?
There's not. It wasn't.
No.
It wasn't banterific.
No, it wasn't banterific, no.
No, because I had a
But
feeling
listen
of-
to it because I'm on it and I'm good.
Yeah, we were fantastic. So do have a listen to that. So let's get the predictions then for Saturday. I'll go first.
Go on.
2-0,
I'm going 1-0.
1-0.
What do you really think?
After what he said on that interview, I'm now not.
Yeah, he didn't.
I'm now
He's not
not
confident.
too.
You know?
I mean, it's because it's Sunderland, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why. I mean, they could be the worst team in the league, but
think
it's still Sunderland.
That's a good point because what I'm thinking is you're playing the name there, not the actual
Yeah,
team.
it may well be that, and he definitely doesn't.
What his exact words were, we're a middling League One team. That's what he said.
That's what he
there
said.
below,
Yeah,
so.
and it is a difficult. It is a trap that bigger
difficult
teams
place to
can
go,
fall.
Tony.
Yeah, difficult place to go. MK does look to get back to winning ways.
Winning ways.
So yeah, it is. There is a trap that actually big teams can fall into, is to, fall to the lowest
Yeah.
common denominator rather than rising above it. It's
He's got some interesting things to say about us and about them, but what he says about them is actually quite.
It's
an
very balanced.
interesting-
It's
yeah.
very balanced, and he was interested to hear, and he didn't have any preconceived. If he did have preconceived ideas, and a lot of people do,
I shot him
He-
down quite
he
quickly when
certainly
he asked us
didn't,
about the franchise. Didn't he?
yeah, he certainly didn't push any points of controversy or try and. He basically asked for our opinions.
Yes, and I was
And,
quite
what
forthright
we
in my
thought.
reply.
Yeah, John was forthright, and I spoke for about 25 minutes about it.
did.
John just said, "I don't fucking like him."
Right, so that's us. So
That's us. Oh, and Fulham under 23s. Go
yes. Oh,
on. I'm going to go for couldn't give a shit.
yeah.
Couldn't give a shit nil.
I'm going 3-2 to us.
I'm going 4-3
To us.
to us,
Good.
and 4 players sent off.
Good. Oh, 4. What
Yeah.
from us?
Two from each team.
Ah, that's good.
Bit of a mini brawl.
Ah, well.
Yeah.
Right, so before we go,
Before we go,
we're just going to run through the quiz one last time.
Yep.
Now,
this is your last chance, boys and girls.
this is the last time we're going to say it. You need to get your answers in by Sunday night because I believe that Sunday's the last day of September.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whatever happens.
Well, we're going to say Sunday.
Yeah. Sunday.
Midnight Sunday.
Midnight Sunday, you must get your answers in, and we're going to draw it next week on this podcast. So you'll find out if you've won when you listen to the podcast, because I'm not going to email you the way I did before.
Yeah.
So I can run through the question one last time, and then we'll say good night, because we've done well over an hour, and I'm amazed at that, because I
Yeah.
thought we would only get 10 minutes. So, the quiz, where you can win a whole load of shit that Dean Lewington's donated to this brilliant podcast. You need to, as you know, give me the question to this answer. And the answer is, I'm going to go through it really quickly this week. Andrews, Wilbraham, Easter, Cuthbert Boyd, Potter, Bamford, McDonald, Gallagher, Craig Powell, Cissy, Healy. I'm not going to give you the 2 clues that we've given you before. If you want to find them, you'll just have to find them yourself. What you've got to do is give me what the question is to that answer, and you can win Dean Lewington.
Yep.
Actually, him.
Yep. We will actually now upgrade. We were
We've
saving
upgraded
this. We were
I'm
saving
going
this.
to tell you.
He will be wearing the tracksuit that you've won,
And you can win him.
and you get to take him home.
Yes.
Sadly, not
to
for
keep.
life. You can have him for a week.
A week.
You get to keep him for a week, and he has said that if as a result of this podcast and the great work we do for charity,
We do a lot
if
more for charity.
MK Dons fans can raise, this will be after next week's podcast, so the following weekend. We're at home to who are we home to?
Someone.
Can't remember. Next home game. Sorry, next home game that's not Fulham next week. At the next home game, if MK Dons fans can raise £500 before the game, or during the game and after the game,
He's
not only will he
Give
live
it
with
to-
you for a week, he will clean the house, he'll mow the lawn, he'll do the washing, he'll do the whole lot. All he asks is that
You
he's
give
allowed
that
out to,
500 quid to us.
yeah, and all he asks is that he's allowed out to go to training. But
That's it.
basically, he'll be your butler,
Your butler.
for a week. Yeah, so
Good.
well worth winning now. Well worth winning, I have to say. I'm more than pleased with that. Thank you very much, Louis, to volunteer.
Does he
for
know that?
I've sort of told him in a roundabout
Right,
way
okay.
in the mirror,
Right, okay.
rehearsing it. But no, I'm sure he'll be more than
He'll
happy
be
with it.
alright with that.
Nothing
so
else
that's
to
us.
say. So we haven't had
Nothing
any
else.
emails. We haven't had any feedback corner really
But
as such.
we do need someone to come on next week and tell us about
Yes,
something.
please do, because as you know, the rule is if you didn't go,
We
you
can't
don't
talk
have an
about it.
opinion,
And
and
we've,
I'm sticking
not
by
gone.
my own rule because I'm not going. I will be listening to it at work whilst I'm on the
Actually working?
telephones.
Oh,
I'm
that's
actually
rubbish, isn't it?
genuinely working, yeah,
that's
and
rubbish, isn't it?
my job is to answer phones. So that's going to be an interesting thing because I might just scream halfway through a conversation. So we will see you next week. Anything you've got for us, including your quiz entries, don't forget midnight Sunday, mkdonsradioshow@gmail.com. All your other shit, please send us shit. Please send us shit. We love your shit.
Yeah.
And Albie, I don't mean the usual
Yeah,
way.
you don't mean actual real shit.
Yeah.
I'm talking in metaphors
Yeah,
here.
definitely not cat poo. That was the final straw,
Yeah,
to be
doesn't
fair.
mean that.
So we'll see you next week.
Next week, yep. See ya, bye.